Empowering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsui Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsui Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 4808-715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Ronix Premium Quality.
Hello? Here do your intro. Hello, good night. Welcome to Breaking Barriers. Very cool and not too rainy Wednesday evening. My sidekick, Mr. Jagesa, will be here shortly. As usual, you know, always on the run, one case to the next. So I will start it off until he arrives, which should be in about 5 minutes' time. There are so many things happening in this country all at the same time. I don't know exactly where to start. So I will just kick off with a picture that I took and speak on that and until Mr. Jagesa arrives. So, Saif, if you could put up the first one with the pothole, please. You have that one, Saif? Yes, Saif? Okay, so in the meantime, some of the topics that we probably will be discussing tonight is the salaries, the increase in salaries. With the Prime Minister, well, Mr. Jagesa won his wager, I shouldn't say bet, wager with me. So when he comes in, I will know exactly what I have to get him, or if the company, IBN, will have to work on that to provide it for him. So until we get the videos Ready? We can go ahead. All right, this one here is in Chanchill Road. Now, this hole here has been there, as you can see how long. Watch on the side, and you will see where they dug up the road to repair, I think it's a leaking pipe. Now, on peak hours, morning and evening, this road becomes a single lane because nobody wants to go inside that pothole. Now, I'm sure when they come and make the survey, they wouldn't fix that hole. They will probably fix the whole road, which is normal with them. 1 or 2 potholes, and they will pave the whole road. So I'm waiting to see how long they're going to fix this one. Plus, I'll be going back by Mount Hope Health Center to see if that one was repaired. So I'll give you all a feedback on that. The next one is a caller requested that I pass on McCoy Road. I did that, and I took a shot of the area that he wanted. Saif, we have that one? With the bush on McCoy Road. If it's not private land, they clean it and still send the bill to the owners. So that is something we have to look, the corporation has to look at. So I'll be passing back there in about next week to see if any progress was made on that. So back to the issues that we have coming up. One of the one that I am looking at is the airport project in Tobago. The airport project at Piarco costs about 1.6 based on newspapers report. But this one in Tobago, which is much smaller, the cost is $1.7 billion. So I would like to know, and the opposition leader did ask a relevant question, what they did to cost $1.7 billion. And the Contractors Association president made a remark, and he said cost overrun doesn't really mean corruption. It seems as if the only time corruption is mentioned is when is any other government beside the PNM. It seems that they are above board. And based on everything that is happening in this country right now, we could see almost every ministry not functioning. Where are the monies going? Where are the monies going with every ministry? No accountability. No accountability. So, Mr. Fali Augustine, you have to see what you could do on that Tobago airport issue. Push them because they're coming for you election time with the 2 Tobago seats. So you had to see as much ammunition you could get on them and let them have it. So I want to see how far that will go. We're waiting carefully. We need to get a square footage of what that airport is actually costing. Because as I say, it's a much smaller airport, and $1.7 billion is absolutely crazy. So we will work with that. Now, the other issue is Mr. Kareem, who seems to be in a high. He's going up for the Laventille seat. He actually kicked out Mr. Hines. Failure, Mr. Hines. So Mr. Hines, you all know Mr. Hines was going to file his nomination papers. But last minute, he dropped out. Is it that he was instructed to not file nomination papers because the constituency didn't want him? Was he forced out? These are questions they will keep very low because, you know, PNM doesn't bring out the dirty laundry. like other parties. But he seems very disenchanted. But as the Prime Minister said, maybe he will come back if the PNM win the next election. In which capacity I would like to know. But as it stands now, the big man himself has now reached Mr. Jagesa, so I'll give him a chance to just hook up his mic and all that, and then we will go on. So if Mr. Karim said that when he, well, you know, it's not a matter if, but when he gets the seat, because that is a PNM seat, you could do what you want. You could put up a crapo with about 20 tie. He will still win that seat for PNM. So as an alderman, what did he do to improve the lives of the Burgesses there as an alderman? Is it he had to wait until he become a member of parliament that he can do something? Couldn't he work in collaboration with Mr. Hines and the other representative from the Lavanti West and at least get a handle on crime? Why does he have to wait to be an MP so that he can solve crime? I find that is something adding up there. And you know the police always say, if you see something, say something. So he already know who he have to talk to. So he know the criminals. So why he didn't take that message to the police? So let me just break here and welcome Mr. Jagesa. Mr. Jagesa, welcome, sir.
Good night.
Congratulations on your win. Not in the court.
First of all, let me just apologize for reaching late. You know, these days I have some trials coming up to wrap up the season, and I'm leaving late in the office, from the office, sorry. So, it is a tough one, but we're managing. So, the SRC, when you're talking about that we had a wager.
Correct.
There was a wager, and you said that there's no way the PNM was going to accept the increase this close to an election. And lo and behold, Rowley accepts the $87,000 increase. Can we get it up, please? Yeah, it's the first slide I sent. Rowley accepts $87,000. It was headline. It's a yes from Rowley. PM Cabinet to accept SRC salary proposal with one amendment. There's another one. It looks like it's a mobile view of there we go. Rowley accepts 87,000 salary. Now this means, you can come back to me now, this means that I win the wager.
Yes,
so
well,
what?
I have to talk to management and see what we could provide for you. Maybe some Abaga Polori hot ones.
Listen, if it's coming from Brilliant, I taking it. Wherever it is, man. Brilliant food is tasty, real good.
Brilliant don't make Polori. So I guess I'll have to talk to management and see what we could. In fact, management will have to do that. I think I had to take that. So
pulling yourself out of it.
I'll talk to management and see what we could put up for you.
Now let's get into it a little bit. So now that Rowley has accepted this $87,000 and 150 million or 100?
1 million,
right. 1.5 million in back pay. Right, there we go. There's been some uproar. Guys, I sent you anger over pay hike. November 30th, it looks like this. Anger over, there we go. Rowley under fire for accepting SRC report, anger over pay hike. And of course, what we have is himself gifting onto himself. We have, and of course, when he made the announcement, there was a lot of online anger. And understandably so, because we've been hearing for the last 9 years to tighten our belts, while Rowley seems to be putting on a lot of weight.
Yes, he have a punch.
Yeah, and he has to buy more belt to go, you know, he's getting rounder and rounder. So let's go to one of the videos that I sent where specifically Rowley says, tighten your belt.
Guys, we have that one?
There are 3 videos. Whichever one you play, we'll work with. And what we're going to see stems from Rowley responding to media in his usual bullying fashion, saying, I never say that.
Every month I get my salary. I work very hard for it. I am in no position to take $1. I want every cent I work for and I want it on time. Representation, because I'm a representative. I'm not a bankroller.
Let's get the other video as well, one time.
Many of you who enjoy that back pay, who's shouting for that back pay, you may get the back pay and lose your job. Many of you who enjoy that back pay, who's shouting for that back pay, you may get the back pay and lose your job.
Thank you. So here we have Rowley is bullying the public service and telling them, you know, you're protesting, you're marching, you want to increase, you want wage increases and so on. And then telling them, well, if you get it and you get the back pay, you will end up losing your job. Telling you that, the public servants, telling you that, forcing you to accept what little pittance, 4%, 3%, as the case may be, none, as the case may be.
In some instances, 0.
In some instances, 0. Port workers, for example, 0. While he accepts 67% increase.
67 or 47, I think.
We'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to it. Now, I want to put it in perspective. Because while Rowley says he is accepting the monies, we have all these people like doctors, for example, coming out and saying they want, there we go, doctors want pay hike too.
Public servants.
And public servants in general. Now there is a clip in 2010 of a young lady. And guys, I think I know, you know the video that I'm queuing up here. There's a clip of a young lady where if you, in 2010, after the PNM lost an election, where if you were to see it,
Where you get that one from, man?
you would swear another government was going to reach into the mouths of youths and take food. You would swear that another government was going to close gates. You would swear that another government was going to take away laptops from school children. You would swear that another government was going to reduce school spending and renovations, repairs, and so on. You would swear that another government was going to reduce the funding for school nutrition feeding programs. Run the video.
The bell could ring at any time.
It's a young lady.
Yes.
It's a video of a young lady.
Well, great is the PNM, where African people eat and say ha 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 ha.
We'll get to that one in a minute.
This is one at Balize House. Look at it. I think it was
She's
done
all
at
in
Balize.
red.
Yeah.
She's all in red. If you don't have it, just give me a prompt and let me know when you get it. All right. So now, at the end of the day, this is the government forcing workers, forcing public servants to accept minimal, and as you correctly pointed out, almost none. Let's go to what the doctors are saying. I'm going to read from the article here. The Northwest Doctors Association, along with the public sector doctors from other regions, are petitioning for better salaries and working conditions. A petition which is circulating online highlights deep concerns regarding what they say are ongoing issues surrounding salaries, working conditions, and professional and personal welfare of doctors. They say the last increase was 2015. You have doctors working now in this is the article I'm reading from. You have doctors working now in 2024 on 2015 salary. These are doctors who work tirelessly during COVID. These are doctors who work tirelessly in heart clinics, diabetic services, and so on, and work above and beyond. These are doctors who always stretch themselves thin, sometimes missing meals, having to have a sip of water for the day, and they are operating on 2015 salaries. While Rowley, it's not just, and understand my point, it's not just they are working on 2015 salaries, you know. It is while Rowley takes the money from the public purse and fattens his pocket. So none for you, the public sector, none for you, the doctor, none for you, the nurse, the teacher, and so on, but all for Rowley. All for Rowley, on the brink of his retirement, I should add. The letter goes on to say, as a fraternity, we work tirelessly to provide healthcare to citizens, yet our voices have not been heard and our rights neglected. Read part of the letter. The petition comes as a result of a request from our members as well as doctors from other regions who have reached out to us in light of the lack of adequate representation for salary negotiations. And the last paragraph I'll quote from says, the current 2015 salary is inadequate and does not reflect the rate of inflation, cost of living, or increased workload. Understand those points, because I'm sure all of us could relate to that. Rate of inflation, cost of living, and increased workload. And we're all faced with similar circumstances. So at the end of the day, this is what Rowley is doing. And you asked me to double check, so let me just double check before I say it again and I misquote it. Before I say it again and I misquote it, it's 69%. 69% increase. If the Prime Minister believes that his higher salaries are overdue, why doesn't he extend the same courtesies towards public servants, dock workers, even CPEP workers, and the many who labor under the banner of the government in the same way that he is appropriating a 69% increase for himself? So 69% increase. So I'm reading from this article. All right? Workers were asking for a mere 12% increase over the last 11 years. Some even went as low as 10%, but this wicked and treacherous government claimed that they could not have afforded it. That's the point I was making. They say they force you to take pittance, sometimes nothing, claim that they cannot afford it. As we saw in the video earlier, Rowley was threatening public servants. If we give you the back pay, we might end up having to cut you, pretending they couldn't afford it. And after they coerced union leaders into accepting 4%, the Prime Minister accepts 69% increase and claims that the higher salaries are overdue. There's an article by Peter Green. So I really want to get that other video, that video from Balize House. I really want to get that to you guys. So I'm going to see if I can pull it up. But in the meantime, this shows the wickedness. This shows the wickedness of this current government. And you know what we could do? These are not just my words. These are the words of other persons in society. The lady that you brought up, the not so young lady, let's have her words. Let's hear what she has to say on the matter.
PNM, where African people eat and say ha 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 ha, so we shall have it. You hear what he's saying? You hear what he's telling all you? Fully dance is the new ranking rate now. So all who fully dance ain't go follow this. Or ain't go say nothing about this. Ain't go come out and protest by the numbers. Because the robbing we in this country. Take we Pitch Lake and Gateway. Take we refinery and close it down. So some of we can have no big money man no more. You understand me? We take everything that we have and say the country don't have no money, but he pay could increase by 35,000. They were telling you great is the PNM and look what the great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Only snake in them bodies. Snake. Only snake.
To believe for 1 minute that there is no threat in this election. If we should put God out of our thoughts and we should allow those gentlemen, and I don't know that gentleman is the right word, if you allow those fellows to occupy the corridors of power for yet another time, then you take what you get. It is crap or smoke you pipe. It is every man for himself, and may the devil take the hindmost.
There we go. And Saif, I think I sent you the other video. Just let me know when it is up and running. And the words from the man himself.
I'm telling you.
The words from the man himself. It is crap or smoke your pipe. And what was the next line he said?
Oh, devil take the hand.
And devil take the... Now, let's get the other video. Now, I really want to put this video in context. Before you see it, I want to say that it is concerning that anytime there's a change of government, that we feel as though the incoming government is going to do some degree of harm. In this particular video, the individual believes there's harm to the youth. When we look at the video, ask yourself who really did those things. Ask yourself who really took the nails and put it in the coffin of the education system, who really is causing the brain drain in this country. Let's get the video playing, guys.
Pending. No.
Pending means not ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Remember what Rowley said?
Yes.
If you take your back pay, if you get your back pay, you could lose your job.
So what do you think going to happen to his job?
Well, I hope the people know what they have to do. We will give him his back pay.
Yeah.
Take your back pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And turn him around.
Yes.
And put on one of them, how did us call it? How we call it when he say he was going to kick Munilal?
How we call it?
S-kickers.
Yeah.
Turn him around. Let him lean over and hit him one with it. That way you have to do with it. And send him home with the back pay.
From the public purse.
That is what you have to do with him. Give him the back pay, and that is how we sending him out.
Yeah. Now, it's not just the Prime Minister that told us to tighten our belts. It's not just the Prime Minister who actively told us to accept less salaries and sort of bullied us. It's also other ministers in his cabinet. It's also other ministers in his cabinet. Saif, I think we have the video, the Gonzalez video. Let's have that play, please.
The macaroni pie, man.
The bell could ring at any time. Any time.
Chairman of the People's National Movement, PNM, Stuart Young, urged supporters to do their part to be prepared whenever the date for the general elections is announced. He said if the opposition United National Congress is elected, many of the programs implemented by the PNM will be scrapped.
All Foster Cummings programs gone. All of that gone. Fire burn the PNM.
My children crying. Imagine that. Because people of Trinidad, right, decide to play Russian roulette and play games with the children future. Time will tell, and God will sleep. All I want to know is how I get to go to Kamala and close down all the youth program, and then for all of you telling me I'm nothing to get done.
When I heard this, I wonder, this girl who talking there, the one who crying, what is she doing now? Did she use the gate? Maybe she can call in and say she went and do a degree or something, because she seems to be, she's so fixed that they're going to take it away and she will be stopped from studying. Let's find out what she did.
Yeah.
And where she at.
So you see the same sort of fear-mongering and bullying that Stuart Young, the Sami man, Stuart Young was trying to peddle at that political meeting is the same sort of fear-mongering that happened in 2010. That is what caused that girl to be that way. And that is not true. What ended up happening over the next 5 years after 2010 was an increase in public spending in repairing and fixing schools. In fact, how much hundreds of schools were opened?
And they built, what, 106
schools.
Early childhood center, new schools,
yes.
Schools were repaired under Tim Gopi Singh. And as a matter of fact, they had to stop Tim Gopi Singh in Parliament from reading out all.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, he had a list.
They say he calling too much out. Stop him.
Yeah.
When Rowley said he didn't know they built so much.
So when they come by you with this attitude, with this bullying tone, this fear-mongering, these lies, you know what to do now. You know to call them out on it, because it is absolute nonsense. 1 minute they're saying we don't have any money. If we pay you your back pay, we'll have to send you home. And the other minute it's 69% increase for themselves. Himself gifting onto himself. 1 minute they're saying Kamala is going to cut all the school programs, when in truth and in fact the last UNC government increased spending in the education sector.
But if you watch at something with the education system, at least the university part of it, the DB campus. Look at where the DB campus still there.
Yes.
They just want South people to travel, and some poor people, children, want to go to UWI. They have to rent. You don't know where the parents getting the money. When the campus would have been so easy for them to just go across. So they're just suffering people. It come like the Beach High School. You ever hear any problem happen to the Beach High School since they say it had a gas problem?
No.
Since they reopened it? Yeah, the early childhood centers, if you see the condition at these childhood centers, you might have to spend about half of what it costs to repair it.
Yeah.
The primary school in Linden Street, the Presbyterian school, I just passed here. That school was almost 90% completed. They vandalizing it. They vandalized that school. And that school ain't reopened. So you see, they don't care about the education system as far as I'm concerned. Because they're keeping their supporters in bondage. The supporters like to stay in bondage. Give we a little hamper, give we a little CPEP, and they're happy with that. They're happy with that.
Yeah.
So if they want to live that way, and they want to come out of that hole, you could take people out of the gutter, but you can't take the gutter out of them,
Yeah.
That's how it is,
Yeah. Saif, I sent you a photo. It looks like an office building. It has some frames on the right-hand side. Let me know when you have that up, please. Because I want to show the difference in representation. On one hand, you have some MPs, they can't walk their constituency, they get a bath.
With clean water.
With clean water. On one hand, you have MPs lying, going on platforms and peddling nonsense and fear-mongering. And then, on the other hand, you have MPs in the last administration. No, you didn't get it. On the last administration, it's a single photo, it's not a video. You might be looking for a video. On the last, I can even pull it up here. Let's see if I can get it quickly. The last administration, where there were some MPs who only received there, that was it. You can pull it up. Zoom into the top right-hand side, please. Some MPs on the last UNC administration took home $1 per month as their salary. This is the MP for Chaguanas West in 2010, Jack Austin Warner, took home $1. Well, not took it home, he framed it. He accepted $1 per month and donated the rest of his salary to help the constituents of Chaguanas West. You can come back to me. And if anybody is worth their salt in government right now, they will take a portion of that increase and donate it to their constituents. They will take a portion of that increase and fix the bridges in their areas instead of having to call Uncle Nazim to come and see. Fix the roads, fix the lights in play parks and so on so children can have some recreational activity.
You ever see a pink elephant?
If you spray paint it.
Right. Well, that is something you ain't seen. You ain't seen that.
But I want to show you that in certain circumstances, there are men who do it. Men and women, of course. There are persons who do it. You and I know that. We sometimes dip in our own pocket to help others.
People who care. You see that motto, we care about you?
Yeah.
Boy, that's the biggest joke. Yeah. That's the biggest joke I hear for 9 years. PNM, we care about you. And you're actually watching what they're doing to people. And all of them, when they go meeting, they clapping at that. They clapping up, applauding that, boy. You telling me we don't have people with that lacking grey matter? Oh God, I don't know.
And you know what? We were talking some time ago about this SRC pay increase, and I quoted the MP, I think it was Laventille West, Leonce. And he was saying he was sure the government will not accept this pay increase.
Yes.
And he said, and when the media asked him, I believe it was a Guardian article, when the media asked him, well, is this cabinet's official position? He said, I am not cabinet.
Yeah,
cabinet will speak.
Right.
And we mentioned it, and I think I made the comment that he seems to be outside of the inner circle. Lo and behold, I sent you this as well. If you get it, you can pull it up. Leon's a no-show at his screening. He's not going back up. So he was saying the PNM wouldn't accept. There we go. Leon's confident the government will not adopt the SRC's pay hike proposal, November 19th, because he was already outside. The writing was on the wall for him, poor guy. But he was saying he was okay if they didn't accept it because he didn't get any money.
Yeah, well, you see, nobody wouldn't talk about that. If it was an ex-party, that would have been news.
Yeah.
Look how they keep this low.
Yeah.
And he made that statement in public. In public, he made that statement.
Yes.
But they're saying what? Private family matters.
No, let's get into it. I'm reading from the Express. Laventille East Morva MP Adrian Leons has dropped out of the electoral race, according to sources. Leons did not turn up to Balize House to be screened last night. His constituency executive was present, but Laventille East Morva, which was due to be screened yesterday, could not be screened because there was no nominee to be screened. The executive called a meeting for today. Imagine that. He's an incumbent. He's the only person filing nomination. Yeah. Your entire executive there, your supporters there, the people from your constituency there, and you don't show up. You don't even have the heart to call the chairman of your constituency and say, I'm not going to show up. Well, let the people save their gas.
He is so disenchanted with the decision. He say, look, I ain't calling themselves.
And that is it. And I want to use that to say, that is the large chasm between what is accepted in the PNM from other places. What passes as representation. The man couldn't even call you and say, oh, put up somebody else. Put up somebody else. The executive had to be clamoring to call our constituency meeting today. So let's read on. It is highly unusual for an incumbent who is unopposed to drop out ahead of screening. Leons was the only nominee for Laventille East Morva constituency. Boy, they're looking for a candidate, you know.
I wonder if I could go, boy.
Yeah, but I want... you go look good in red, you know.
But they go vote for me, boy.
But once he Balize next to your name.
Nah, boy, they wouldn't put it come like people will say, why they put... Now, this is reality, eh? So if anybody want to think of it other than how I saying it, well, hard luck. Now, did they say why UNC do send up African people in their stronghold? And they wouldn't say why PNM do send Indian in their stronghold. Why? So it good one way, but it go the next way.
Yeah.
So better go and join PNM and see if they go
and see what happens.
Send men in Laventille West.
And see what happens. Boy, you know, these words ring true. You come back to me now. This is the OWTU's comments on the SRC's report and the cabinet accepting it. And I quote, "We are in a foreign exchange crisis." You know, Rowley Imber don't like that. No. That phraseology there, he said that's a lie. We fabricating it. There's a special interest argument. It says OWTU is saying this. We are in a foreign exchange crisis because they shut down a major foreign exchange earner, a major entity that brought Forex into the country. As the OWTU is saying that, of course. He's talking about Petrotrin. Politicians don't work. Rowley is lazy, and when he suffers, the people cry out for justice. If anybody else told the people, I want my money, and that's why I played the video earlier where Rowley is saying, I want every dollar.
My money mustn't sleep out.
Yeah. If anybody else said that, this place would have been upside down. Okay. Such is the hypocrisy of these people. Such is the racial divide, point you were making, of the people, that they refuse to call a spade a spade. Those words rung true in my mind when you were speaking, and I had to quote the gentleman, because it is true, there is a racial divide, uncalled for and untrue, that exists. And when you look at what qualifies as representation in the PNM, it can't hold a cloth. It can't hold a candle to what exists elsewhere. And that's the sad truth of it. That's the sad truth of it. Because Rowley has spat in our faces. Rowley has buffed us and forced us to accept crumbs. Dock workers still working on, what was 2013 salary? 2013 salary.
Public servant and PSA workers too, because I remember I was a public servant. Mm-hmm. So the last salary increase was 2013.
Mm-hmm. So those guys are working on 2013 salary. And of course, we remember the words of the good doctor, the doctor's petition, the high cost of living, inflation rates, and the workload. And Rowley has looked at us all and said, take that. I going home with 87K. And I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah, boy.
I told you. I might be young, but my back does feel 60 plus.
Yeah, but it's not 87.
87 plus perks.
The perks taking it to over 100.
Yeah. Well, I think by now everybody understands, it's a lot. It's a lot. And what makes it worse?
They're getting that. When they resign, they're getting all that to take home,
Yeah.
It's not like the regular public servant. If you're getting $20,000 a month and you resign after 33 and a third, you're getting $10,000 to take home,
Right.
Half of your salary.
And you have to wait for your gratuity.
Some of them don't even get it, they die.
Yeah.
So he getting his full salary and all his perks.
Right.
Why do they have to get all their perks with it?
He have to mind goat and sheep in Tobago. For those of you who do not know, he's a goat and sheep farmer, not so?
But somebody tell me they might send a picture of a house in South. I'm waiting for the picture.
Yeah. Bring back up, could you bring back up this image? Could you bring back up this image? Let me zoom it up. Yes, and can you zoom up? Could you zoom up to the poster that the OWTU workers have up there? There we go. I think that sums it up. That is the OWTU in their protest march, their vigil, as the case may be. And that pretty much sums it up. Rowley and Imbert. And for weeks we've dealt with Imbert. I think it's time we change gears and we take a few weeks and deal with Rowley.
Boy, I don't know now.
Yeah.
I want to see tomorrow, not tomorrow, Saturday, the kind of outcome we're going to get with the Solidarity March with the union.
As you say that, let me quote you see, when you say those things and I remember something, I have to go and look for it.
Yeah, that at least I'm reminding you.
Yeah, you're reminding me.
That's good.
You should come in the office and sit down and do that same thing. We wouldn't miss a beat in court.
I met one of the union leaders on Sunday, and I asked him, I see here now, when Kamala was in power, all you was dragging Kamala all over, boy.
Yeah.
I'm Roger, boy. I say,
and that is their right. We're not saying anything. That is your right.
I have no problem
do it.
with that. I have no problem with that, as I say. But I say, look what Rowley doing all you, boy. What more you can't get a bald head mannequin? I go provide all you with a black bald head mannequin.
Oh, good.
And put on a jacket and tie and drag him through the whole of Port of Spain. I told the fella that. He said, boy, people, like they want to support and this and that. Because any other government beside the PNM, people don't come out, they will just sit down, they will call on the radio, they will call here, and they will make one set of noise.
Yes.
But to come and show themselves with numbers, they wouldn't come and do it.
Yeah, I found it, and I'm reading from this week's issue of The Sunshine. Get your copy today. I remember reading it earlier today. It goes, let us put country before self, country before party allegiance, and country before sycophancy. The government is putting everything before country, getting rich and richer. They are putting billions before people and imposing tax rates on water, electricity, instead of offering better salaries to workers. This government is anti-labor and does not care about the common man. Let us join the masses on December the 7th, 2024, and let us make a statement that says our lives matter too. Trinidad and Tobago is not just for the 1%. It's not just for the 1%, the government, its financiers, friends, and families. It is for us too. At a time when our leaders claim our economy is bad and has summoned all citizens to tighten their belts, the Prime Minister lines his pockets with a 69% salary increase, and on December the 7th, we need to take a stand and say enough is enough.
I agree with that. If I was working still, I would have been there.
Go ahead. And what makes it worse is while, so they lie and they tell you, don't accept your back pay, don't accept increase, don't ask for increase, stay quiet, close down Petrotrin. They do all of that while they're missing almost 3 million.
Billion.
I always mix it up, you know, and you always correct. You're missing almost 3 billion.
And PTSC. How much missing in PTSC? 850 million.
Yeah, there we go. I didn't send this one, guys, so you can just zoom in quickly. Auditor General Scholes PTSC. Auditor General Scholes PTSC. Jaiwanti says 850 million not properly accounted for. Imagine that. PTSC needs to be investigated. PTSC needs to be serious. There needs to be a commission of inquiry into PTSC and these funds. Now, this is just part of the missing monies. This is just part of the missing monies that we know about from the report. But so far, there is serious questions over PTSC. Ramdas expressed dissatisfaction over the accounting for 850 million in accumulated deficit and government grants. Government grants, you know, PTSC getting government grants and they can't account for it, right? However, the remaining 9.2 and change million, 9.2 million could not be adequately verified. Let me read the whole paragraph. Of the 269 million, the report said, government recurrent grant releases totals 260 million and change were verified. So 260 million verified out of 269 million. However, the 9 million and change, 9.2, could not be adequately verified. How are you going to lose $9 million?
I mean,
how are you going to lose $9 million? How you could take $26 from your mother to go in the grocery, come back with $26 worth in items. Sorry, or you can take $269 from your mother, come back with $260 worth and missing $9. You know, she cut my tail.
No, you see, well, that is when you master the art of crookery.
Crookery, that's a new word. I learned that. Crookery. So you see, folks, they tell you accept nothing. If you have to accept 3%, accept 4%. Other than that, live on 2012, 2013, 2014 salary. They tell you go out and be doctors, save lives, with no resources, with no CT machine, with no beds, with no gloves, with no cotton. What is Terrence give them cricks the other day?
The nurses happy. They got a tin of, how they call the biscuit? Where's the brand of biscuit they get there? Extra food, man? The biscuit that
Bermuda's biscuit?
The nurses got during COVID for the hard work. Danish cookies?
Yeah.
Danish cookies.
Yeah. Absolute nonsense.
They must still have some for Christmas.
I don't know now, boy. I don't know at all. And this is the nonsense happening. So he tells you these things. And then he comes and lines his own pocket with, according to Uncle Nazim, $100,000 and change. And he's going to collect that. And he has the back pay to collect on it as well. And he's going to collect that money as his pension from now until the day he closes his eyes. How is that fair to all of y'all? No, I'm not saying he could not have gotten an increase, you know. I'm saying in circumstances where he's told all of us to take no increase, he's told all of us to take little increase, and he's threatened and bullied and strung us along for 9 years. I'm saying that it is uncalled for, unjustifiable, ridiculous, scandalous.
At this time.
All right? So we've been going for almost an hour. I think we should take a break, run some ads, and when we come back, we can shift some gears and open some phone lines.
Correct.
All right? Let's take our first break.
The power. To shatter the strongest. Conquer the indestructible with Ronex collection of angle grinders. Ronex premium quality.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Good night and welcome back to this episode of Breaking Barriers. My name is Richard Jagisa and I'm with Uncle Nazim. And we are discussing Rowley's decision to spit in our faces and accept $87,000 and change, plus perks, as his salary while he tells the rest of the country to stay quiet.
To suck salt.
To suck salt, tighten your belts, and say nothing. And while he does that, let's talk about bad governance in general. We have the Minister of National Security, Minister with the toy, on the last occasion with the toy, the little drone.
Oh, the drone.
The drone, he got a toy to play with. Minister Hines is now out the door. He is not just like Junior Minister Leonce. He too is not presenting himself for screening and therefore not going back up. There's a theory that he will come back. There we go, the toy man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toy man.
I read his mind, you know. Mm-hmm. He's saying, oh my God, can this thing really fly? Can we use this to detect crime?
No,
this might be the first one we have in Trinidad.
He watching it and asking himself, this is like the Glim PNM promise?
Watch that.
Yeah.
But he was forced not to go up because he was going to file his nomination papers. And Rowley buff him up and say, boy, here we're going on, and I gained too much licks for you, you know.
Yeah.
Here we're going on.
Yeah.
Go up Hillsborough and relax yourself there.
No, here's the point I was going to make. How many times did the opposition bring no confidence motion against Hines? A good few times, right?
Yeah.
It brought some no confidence motion against Hines. And what I have to say is, how can this man sit at the helm, sit in the chair as Minister of National Security, the protector of all, the protector of the citizens' right right to safety, a constitutional right, how can you put that man there and you know he's incompetent?
Yeah, but you have to remember, all the times they brought this no confidence motion. You remember the Speaker of the House?
Mm-hmm.
If they say they bring it under this section, she will rule now and say, this does not qualify.
Right.
Every time they bring it up.
Right. That's the politics in it. And here, as a young person, this is what I'm saying. You as the Prime Minister, you know the person is not doing a good job. You know the person is not properly situated in the position. The batsman at the crease not warm up yet. Right. So you put a prop. You put a prop in a junior minister of national security. You put a prop. You put an assistant. You put an executive assistant to help. And you still know. And you still know that they're not doing a good job.
You're no better off than you were before.
Right. And for that reason, you tell the man, or according to you, you say he buffed the man.
Yeah, he buffed him.
Don't throw your hat in the ring.
Normal thing, if you could talk to the citizens of the country in that manner, you think he could talk to Heinz quietly?
And his own cabinet, there was a video in a public meeting where he buffs a minister in the front row.
Yes.
We'll have some of those videos on standby all the time to run back.
He even went so far to say, no, I want to show a quoting it correctly, where he talked about ministers who using too much of bleach and wigs and thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And referring to his own ministers, you know. That man come and say that, you know.
Yeah.
And not a dog back.
Yeah, cue up the Manning clip. You see what you say there? Falls squarely in what the former Prime Minister said about it. When you have the clip, let me know. In the meantime, the point I was going to make was that Rowley knows the gentleman is not doing a good job. That's why he says, don't run back as an MP. We'll find another post for you. There's a theory, and I'll get to that in a second. And for that reason, he pulls him back from an MP. And my question is, if you know better, if you know that the gentleman is not warm at the crease, as I was saying, then why suffer the country? Because you're playing politics, as Uncle Nazim was alluding to. You're playing politics. Let me know when you have the clip, Saif. In the meantime, what has happened in this country is untenable. What has happened in this country was perfectly described by the former Prime Minister who warned us. Let's go.
Minute that there is no threat in this election. If we should put God out of our thoughts, and we should allow those gentlemen, and I don't know that gentleman is the right word, if you allow those fellows to occupy the corridors of power for yet another time, then you take what you get. It is crap or smoke you pipe. It is every man for himself, and may the devil take the hindmost.
There we go.
And he put them in order. You know. That is a spokesperson, Mr. Manning, Mr. Pandey. These were prime ministers,
statesman.
you know, yeah,
Statesman.
not like this arrogant, disrespectful, bald-head old man we have there, boy.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to open the phone lines while we further debate this nonsense going on in this country.
Yeah, tonight we're going to give our callers a time to vent, but you have to be short, not too long. You know, give everybody a chance.
Yeah. So here he goes, and he says, all right, Heinz, enough is enough. Don't go back for the seat. I'll get to the theory in a second that I keep alluding to. And you know what I say? Good riddance to Heinz.
I agree.
Good riddance. And the theory is that Heinz will come back in through the Senate and still be the Minister of National Security. Because as we've seen, the Prime Minister has said, no, it's not that we have no confidence in the man as National Security Minister. So we put him back.
You go bring him back as a senator. But in any case, no man, how you could say that? He cannot come back as a senator.
Why not?
Because they're not going to win this election. Well, what are you saying?
They have six.
Understand what you're saying, Richard?
They have six. They have 6 opposition senators. They have to pick from 6.
I keep telling them, don't take God off your thought. Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Yeah, could we get your first name and where you're calling from, caller?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, thank you, Grandy.
Yes,
Yes,
Grandy.
Grandy.
How the weather is in Grandy?
It's going okay for now. It's kind of tough.
All right.
My question to you, the panel, is that why are you spending all this time on speculating about what Rowley do or what Rowley did not do? When the fact of the matter is that Ryan Hines was never selected, he was rejected by the women's arm. He did not even get a nomination. So why are you all misrepresenting what actually happened and laying all the emphasis on speculating? Rowley do this, Rowley do that, Rowley do that. But let us bear the truth. We are supposed to reflect what is actually happening in the country.
All right, so what is the truth?
So whether it is Mr. Hines.
All right, so what is the truth, caller? What is the truth?
They were rejected. They did not get the nomination.
But he said he was going up.
Speculating and
Mr. Hines said he was going to file his nomination papers. Isn't that true?
He did not get the nomination. The women group rejected him.
No, they rejected it in the first instance. And they had a next meeting. And he said he's going to...
You are laying more emphasis on speculating what...
No, that is not speculating. That is not speculating. He said he was going to file his nomination papers. And he was buffed by Mr. Rowley.
Yeah. Oh, we lost the caller. But hold on. The truth is, Hines said he was going to file nomination.
Correct.
The PNM Constitution allows for anybody to be screened as long as they have the support of one group, at least one group. Could be the women's arm, could be the youth arm, could be whatever the case is. The meeting he was referring to from the women's arm was just one
party
that didn't support him, but there were others who did because they had a subsequent meeting.
Yes, they did.
They had a subsequent meeting, and that group supported him. I think it was even that group and 2 or 3 others, if I recall correctly. And he did say he was filing nomination. In fact, I think he did file nomination and he withdrew it after the fact. So caller, it is not that we're misrepresenting anything at all, caller. It is that the PNM has muddied the water so much it's difficult for you to see through. They've put so much smoke in front of you, it's difficult for you to see the truth, caller. But we're here. We're here to draw the light. We're here to shine your way through the misty pathway that the PNM has enveloped us in, and we will lead you to the light. Because do you know, they're also doing the same thing with the fact that the PNM's political leader election is due.
Yeah, and it is,
they're doing the same thing.
It is cancelled, it is postponed.
There we go. They're muddying the waters.
All right, we have a caller. Hello, good night. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Where are you calling from, caller?
I'm calling from Tunapuna.
Good night, Tunapuna. How can we help?
Yes. I would like to make a comment, and what Mr. Manning said, his words come to pass. I respect all my previous prime minister, but this prime minister, he treats us so rough, I don't like how he speaks to us. I will tell you something. When the previous government, from Mr. Manning, Mr. Pandey to Mistress Kamala Bisisa, they gave the pensioners who receive state pension, they gave them an increase. And when the people got that increase, when Kamala announced it, he was so annoyed. If you see how he was fuming, and for the past 10 to 11 years he's in there, he never, I don't know what he have against people who are old people, who are very sick, that he is annoyed that he didn't give us nothing. I will tell you something, the national insurance was in shambles. After working about almost 20 years I paid, and sometimes you do 2 jobs, 2 NIS coming out. And when you go to get your money, they never have your file in order. And suddenly they just decide to give you a lump sum and they disqualify you. But we pay, we work hard and we pay our health surcharge and everything. And when we go in the hospital, no medication. You can't say you're going Mount Hope because they might surely die because to wait so long. I want to know. I made an appointment to get an eye check in the Arima Hospital. They said they will call me since 2021. Maybe I might die and they will never call me. So when you don't have money, you surely have to die.
Don't worry, caller. Don't worry, caller.
I don't know if
that
God's
will
sleeping.
change. That is going to change. You just have to go and do the right thing. Okay, caller. Thank you.
Yeah. I just got a message. Someone updated me on the doctor's petition. Over 1,500 doctors and consultants signed the petition. A former MP has come out and said, a former Minister of Health, that faulty equipment and ridiculous working conditions are the prime issues, and so on, and 2,000 plus individuals expected to sign it by tomorrow morning. So as a serious petition, we should see them on the 7th. We should see them on the 7th. Let's get the other video, Saif, that I sent.
We have a caller on the line again. Hello, caller. Hello. Hello. Hello, caller. Good evening. All right, and beside that, Terrence going up again.
Hello, good night.
Hey, this song like Charlieville.
Charlieville.
Hey, good night, good night. Nizam, Richard, good night.
Good night, caller.
I want one out of anyone already to answer me one question, right? I want you to name one thing that the PNM give we that Kamala take away. That is what I want to ask you.
Balize House, boy.
One thing.
Stress.
Hey, Balize House, boy. The PNM give we Balize House.
No, he said, and Kamala take away.
But
I want you to name one thing that the PNM give the people that Kamala take away.
Racial division. Racial division. Because Kamala told the public servants, put down your box, stay. So
right. You see that PNM supporter who talking about Kamala going to take away this and take away that. And let me tell you something. People might have given it a little thought if she didn't have one red with her body. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that is how it does go down. And the man who talking about scrap everything, I want you to answer me an next question, right? Because I get this information from the inside. Every single thing that the last commissioner, Gary Griffith, put in place, Fitzgerald Hines and Ula, scrap every single unit. I could give you inside information right now that the police force functioning like a handicap right now. Nothing working in the police service. And if you feel a line, you can ask any senior police officer who willing to talk, they will be able to tell you exactly what I say. Every single thing in our police service is shambles right now.
Yeah, but not only in the police service.
No, I just tell you from law enforcement part. And let me tell you my last thing before I go, right? The Prime Minister on this pay hike here, right? He is a boss. You know why I just tell you that? Look at the amount of wrong thing this man do. We for 9 years, and on top of that, he come and take this pay hike at the end of his term, his last term, before he run for election. He had to be a boss, boy. So do we all this and then come and take that. And let me tell you, for me, I was one of the people who not going out there to support no union. Because in 2015, Roger and company, everybody stand up against the People's Partnership government and put them in opposition. Now them looking for we to come out and burn in the hot sun to stand up with them to protest against Rowley. Them on their own, boy. Them look for where they get. Them is the set of people that look for where they get. Let it go out there and protest by themselves. I telling you that. I not going out there to support them. After what them do, the last government and have everybody on that stress now with property tax and all this foolishness. Nice, good fellas. I'll enjoy every night. Them on their own.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Hey, Richard, we had you have the know it or how to get it. We need to get somebody versed in property tax to come and talk about before the 20th of December. You could get somebody?
Yes, we can of course look into that. Let's get the video. Let's get the video that I asked to get queued up.
And even within our own homes, we may have to call our homes and our families together around a table and say, you know what? We can no longer afford to go to the movies twice a week or 3 times a week. We may not be able to bake ham every month or make macaroni pie. We may have to cut back because we may have to reapportion some of the scarce resources to other important things. And sometimes our children may scream at us and they might throw themselves into tantrum. And they may even throw shoes at us and break glasses. But that child, that young boy and that young girl must have no doubt in their minds that the decisions of their parents is for their greater good. And whilst they may not be able to understand it at that point in time, but the time will come when they recognize and appreciate what their parents was trying to achieve for them.
Look at the madness.
Macaroni pie, boy.
Look at the madness. I wonder if all that time, that's the Minister of Public Utilities for some of you who do not know. I wonder if all that time there was already whispers and whimperings in the PNM about, hey, we're going to get more money just now, you know.
I think that was in their first term.
No.
How old that video is?
No. This is his first round as MP, so that is in the last 4 years. He didn't run in 2015. He ran in 2020.
I wonder if this was one of the ministers.
So this is recent.
The Prime Minister was talking about bleach and thing.
It could be, but at the end of the day, this is the lies that I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. He's telling you all, he's telling us, telling everybody, the citizens, we can't go out as much, can't eat as much. Imagine that, eat as much.
Do go twice. Who does go twice a week in his cinema?
He's making up thing. Meanwhile, probably in Bali's house, they chairs in, you know.
Big rooms and thing there, man. Right?
Yeah. Let's say the next caller.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Caller, you on the line? All right. We'll go to the next caller.
Yeah. Is there another caller on the line, Saif, or that's a waiting?
No calls.
Oh, there may be some technical difficulties going on there. I want to spend an entire show dealing with the shortfalls in the police service because I have this article.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, caller, where are you calling from?
Central.
Hi. Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to disagree with the previous caller. I know he was being sarcastic by saying he's a boss. What I think is that Dr. Rowley is a bully and a thug in a jacket. That's what I think about him. Because, you know, I'll try to be as quick as possible. You know, in one of your clips you showed where he was threatening public servants, careful, if you get this back pay, you would lose your job.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of a story in Numbers where people were clamoring for more and more food. They were not satisfied. They wanted meat. And God gave them so much meat. And they ate and they ate and they ate until it started to come out from their nostrils and their eyes. Similarly, I want to say Dr. Rowley, and God thought they were ungrateful people, and that's why he did that. Similarly, Dr. Rowley, you are ungrateful for all that you have been getting. Careful when you get more and more. It does not lead to your destruction. So my question to him is this. How much is enough for you, bro? How much? My second point is I am hoping that people come out in their thousands on Saturday. Thousands. And I want you all to push that for Saturday. Invite people. And thirdly, I think Adrian Leonce was very genuine in what he said. But because he probably misspoke, he was probably warned not to be there. I believe he was bullied not to be there. So thank you, gentlemen. Keep on doing the good work that you're doing.
Caller, before you go.
Mm-hmm.
I think what the caller was alluding to is that all Dr. Rowley doing, right? And he getting away with it. He had to be a real boss.
He's a narcissist, if people understand. You see, let me tell you, Dr. Rowley is a coward. He is a coward who Because only cowards behave like bullies. Only cowards behave like bullies and behave with buffing up people here, there, and everywhere. The man behaves uncouth. So, like I said, a thug, no amount of scarves can take away that. He is, or add to him, he is a thug in a jacket and tie.
All right, Kola, thank you.
Kola from Central, you have the political acumen and economic foresight that I wish everybody had, boy. The ideal analysis. Lovely to hear, because it is true.
But Richard, just a minute. These reporters who just be asking Dr. Rowley questions, they don't have a follow-up question when he answered the first time, because you will ask him a question and he will bring up the opposition.
He will play with the pen.
And he would not answer the question.
Rock.
And the reporters don't ask him a follow-up question to get the answers. Are they afraid of him?
Boy, I think, Uncle Nazim, I think it's just when you beat somebody and you bully them day after day, morning, noon, and night, it takes a toll on you psychologically, you know. But I was thinking about it, and I think what the reporters should do is put at the bottom of every article questions asked left unanswered.
Right. That is it.
Questions asked left unanswered, because sometimes as a citizen, I read an article and ask myself, but why Rowley wasn't asked this question, boy?
Right.
Why? But in truth, he was. But, you know, as you correctly pointed out, he buffed them, he twists it, he refuses to answer, something of the sort. And I think the reporter should start to put it and say, questions asked left unanswered. And therefore, we know what was asked and what he refuses to address.
Correct.
Caller, can we take the next caller?
Good night.
Good night. Where are you calling from?
Santa Cruz.
Hey, Santa Cruz is going bad. All right, Santa Cruz.
Yes, and first I want to let you all pass on a pleasant good night from me to Mr. Inchan.
I assure you
him on the show soon. He's sorely missed.
I assure he's hearing you.
Oh God, Auntie.
Inchan, yes, and he knows his voice. He knows his voice.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyhow, the worst prime minister passed through this country is that dark cloud that we have standing on a podium with his arrogant, indisciplined, moron self. You hear? That is a man, I don't know how he has children, but I am telling you, this man oppressing this country. He can't oppress it anymore. They say the white people oppress us. Well, boy, I have news for them. The queen deceased, she and all must be turning in her grave to see what a black man doing to black people in this country. Wasting money, giving everybody money here, there, and everywhere. And at the end of the day, your civil servants cannot be paid. Look what police officers resorting to crime to get money. They have no money. They retire. They can't get their retirement money. They're living off of the little NIS. Oh God, what a game we will endure with Rowley. Robinson was doing us the same thing. 2 Tobagonians run this country and had people oppressed. And the persons, Mr. Pandey, who help poor people, you know they vote him out. So you see what they're getting now in the waste? Heaven help us in this place and our children and grandchildren. It can't get worse than this.
No,
Rowley run this country to the ground.
You remember Kola? Hello, Kola, you there?
Yes, oh yes.
Remember in 1986, the condition of the country, and we're not too far as compared to 1986. So that is why Robinson had to take certain steps. And they did all kind of things to him because he had to take harsh measures. Now, the PNM seems to not to want to go in power in 2025 because they will have to take some harsh measures. So I'm sorry for the government who coming in there. It going to be it won't be as hard if PNM get the next 5 years. If a next government come, I'm sure they have ideas. They are bankrupt of ideas. We have to get a government.
A little birdie whisper to me and say when Rowley go back, he going through all the ministries with a fine-tooth comb. And a lot of them that not qualified in the jobs, they will be paid and sent home. So all of them go and get all your red jersey and all your red flag and jump up when they give all your little box of food. Because that is how the PNM people just follow him. Because that is all he giving them, a box of food. Or they want to have projects this time of the year. Pass on the side of the road and see they're moving a bridge that was there working since Adam was a little boy. A big project, money wasting there with that. It taken till next year to finish. Drive around the country and see the library. They're now refurbishing the library. What the hell the library doing? Nobody going in the library?
It's not even safe to go in the library.
You build a library up in a PNM constituency for their votes. You're refurbishing the museum. You know how long that museum, so since I born, that museum was like that. You now feel to refurbish, and civil servants not getting the blinking money. They have children to send to school, they have children to feed. They too have to survive on this money, and all you want increase, all you want a Abu Bakr again in this country.
All right, you know, they eager to play that sedition card. Eager. But the aunties tonight, they're on the ball with the political acumen, boy.
Them ladies,
they're ready. Let's call out. We might have time for one or two more, and then we can do some closing comments. This hour and a half has flew by very quickly, boy.
Yep. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yep, fellas. Charlie Valley, I'm calling to clarify myself, boy.
Yes, Charlie Valley.
Yes, Charlie Valley.
Right. I want to understand what it is I say when I tell her the man is our boss, right? The man come, they put our finance minister there, who raised gas 4 times 1 week, closed down Petrotrin, locked down our country for COVID, lock out your own citizens from the country for COVID, vaccinate 80% of the population with a vaccine, he come in the end and say that the vaccine wasn't effective. Well, remember he said that, right? In the end he come out and he said that vaccine, they know the vaccine wasn't effective. Vaccinate 80% of the population. Now we come and jam away property tax and telling the citizens all they have to take 4% or nothing, while he taking $35,000 pay hike plus 1.some million back pay and going with that. That is what I tell you, he's a boss and nobody in protesting until now. After 9 years, then people coming out to protest. You tell me if that was Kamala and she was the Prime Minister, if it would have been the same way. I'll enjoy the night.
Boy, tongue would have been burning all now. If that had happened. Hello, good evening. Right, we lose that one.
Yeah, let's do another caller. We might have time.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Yes, hello, good evening.
Yes,
Hi.
Yes. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I am loud and clear. Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't listen.
Caller, you're live.
Don't listen to your TV.
The first Prime Minister in the Caribbean. The first Prime Minister is over President. You could beat back.
Salary higher than the president.
Yeah.
Huh? Where the president supposed to be in top, the Prime Minister overseas.
No, well, we have a rubber stamp president. This president don't really do nothing. This president just collecting money by false pretense.
But the whole group He should put them in a Sealand and drive straight into the Carolines.
Now let me do them that. Let me do them that. We will get rid of them the legal way.
Man, a prime minister, boy. He's a Rottweiler.
Call the election quickly and let's get this thing over with.
The man is a lazy Rottweiler. A very lazy Rottweiler, like he has worms.
Yeah.
All right, Kola.
You know, I've never passed in Diego Martin and seen the Prime Minister's office open. His constituency
his
office.
I think, is in Carnage.
Yeah, I know, next to Massey. Or before Massey on the right-hand side. Just before Massey.
Glencoe side?
You see, you're asking me complicated thing. That come like you tell me put up a painting and make sure it level. I go call the guy.
No, but I think it's somewhere in Carnage.
It is Carnage, right-hand side of the road if you're heading north. It's a flats on a street corner. It goes up a hill. The point I'm making is I've never passed it and seen it open. And I pass it at all times of the day, you know, and I've never seen it open. And I have to ask myself, could on the next occasion, next week Wednesday,
Thursday, I think it is.
well, I've passed there on a Thursday. Could we have somebody from Diego Martin check in, knock on the door, see if it's open, do a little live for us, do a little video for us and see what's the position?
We could get Moody to know somebody who just go fishing. Yeah, we could get somebody to do that.
All right, caller,
We have a caller on the line. Hello?
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. So 3 points here. First, I want to say kudos to Mr. Ishmael and Mr. Jagasa for having a proper talk show and for giving the people a voice and for speaking about the real issues that are going on in the country. I don't really see that going on. There's always some kind of bias going on. Second, I want to say, for all the people that tune in on the program, I want to say as somebody who come from a small island outside of Trinidad, but as a Trinidadian born and come back here for all these years, you see what's going on in this country? They played this PNM, UNC or whatever, but this way that they make race a situation to divide the people is a problem. And it cannot continue. It should never continue in this country. Because people suffering, it have the haves, and it have the people who do not. And they don't care about that. The people who have do not care about what is really going on the ground and the situation. And if people cannot see that, right, you need to understand, right, this is not something that's real and going on in the other country, right? This is something that's happening here and is unique. When I reach back here in Trinidad and Tobago, I hear when I was growing up, and I'm small island, I hear that Trinidad was the place of economic opportunity. I hear this was the place to make a life. But that is not the situation. That is not what's going on here.
No.
No, not at all, not at all. What you hear about is the golden days when you had Mr. Manin and Mr. Basdeo Pandey back and forth. But since them government switch, I don't know what really going on. I could tell you that. And the wider Caribbean is looking at Trinidad and Tobago right now. And it is ridiculous. You see this PNM government? It's a cancer for the nation. I'm telling you that. And the people not recognizing that. I don't understand why, but the people not recognizing that.
Well, boy.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller.
No, you see what the caller talking about race?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just always remember something and tell me how this relates to race now. Remember when the UNC was giving out hampers?
Yes.
Or food basket. And I think they put a hand of bananas in the basket. And the Prime Minister, Rowley, went on a platform and he said, watch where they put in the basket, bananas. who does eat bananas? And the crowd clap, applaud him for that statement. And then he come back now and say, if you had 2 bananas, eat 1. So he could twist and turn things as he see fit. And the supporters no wiser. Just listening to him and pandering to him.
Yes, yes.
That is how the politics reach in this country. We're so polarized.
Sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to educate you and get you to understand the truth of it. And you cannot have on one hand telling the people starve, tighten your belt, eat less, go out less, buy less. And on the other hand, taking the whole cake for yourself.
Taking the whole...
Being greedy.
The whole cheesecake.
The whole cheesecake. I like cheesecake.
With strawberry topping.
A Black Forest man myself. But, you know, it's like, it's letting the fat kid guard the chocolate cake. It's letting the fat kid guard the candies. You know, you put the man in charge to see about the people's interests, and it doesn't matter what color you voted for. At the end of the day, race, division, economic status, religion shouldn't matter. You should seek to govern all, and to govern all appropriately and properly and to the best of your ability. And there is no objective person who could say, telling you and your children to starve and have a fit in the ground and throw shoes and whatever. There's no objective person who would say, you should suffer and I should get $100,000 is good governance. There is no objective person. And that's it at the end of the day. Make a decision at the polls, whenever that may be. And if you, and cast your vote however you see fit.
Yes. If you like sufferation, vote for the PNM.
Mm-hmm.
If you want progress, vote for the UNC.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could see the difference from one administration to the next. And I don't want to get any corruption issue thing, because as far as I see, one will always accuse the next one. They talk about corruption since 2015. Has anyone been charged?
Madness.
No one has been charged. So that allegation will continue to be there. That is why I will bring up again, Mr. Foster Cummings would like his case brought forward fast. Mm-hmm. And it's only when his case is brought forward fast, if he wins, then he will put himself up for leadership in the PNM.
Yeah, and just to put it in context, the PNM may spew mud on the walls of other parties, such as what they did with Bastille Pan and the airport, and that was a topic we wanted to touch on tonight. We'll have to save it for next week.
No, I did touch on it earlier, just with the cost factor.
Right, and insofar as they attempted to make Pandey look like this deviant, the truth is that case went all the way to the Privy Council and vindicated him and called it what it was, which is political victimization and bias. So while they may cast their negativity on other persons and other parties wearing other colors, the truth is we must be intelligent enough, educated enough, and smart enough to see through it. We must understand that all they're doing, such as what Stuart Young did, the pandering and the false pretenses and so on, is just lying and dividing us on racial lines. But we are over time. Let's make our closing comments.
Well, I already made mine.
I want to tell everybody that we are on every Wednesday. We're excited to have Mr. Ishmael back, senior, junior, senior. Because he's junior to you, but he's senior to me. Right. So senior, junior.
So then senior and you will be here.
Excited to have him back. And we're looking forward to being with you every Wednesday night on Breaking Barriers, 8 to 9:30 p.m. and reruns. And it's on live on YouTube and Breaking Barriers Facebook page.
On a Saturday.
Yes. So good night. Thank you for watching. And you're always welcome here at IBN.
Good night, folks.
for something to happen to me. But this waiting comes with trials and challenges. Nothing in life is free. I wish that somehow you tell me out aloud that on that day I'll be okay. But we'll never know, 'cause that's not the way it works. Help me find my way. My Lord, show me right from wrong. Give me light, make me strong. I know the road is long. Make me strong. Sometimes it just gets too much. I feel that I've lost touch. I know the road is long. Make me strong. I know I'm waiting, yearning for something known only to me. This waiting comes with trials and challenges. Life is one mystery.